All right, everybody, welcome. It's that exciting time of year again where you, the student, get to be the architect of your own education. Today, we're going to break down exactly how you'll build your sophomore year here at Signal Mountain step by step.
So, are you ready for this? This is a really big step in your high school journey. You're moving past the foundations of ninth grade and starting to really carve out your own unique path. Okay, let's dive right in.
So instead of thinking of this as just, filling out some boring form, let's frame this as a mission. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to craft the absolute best schedule for you for this coming school year.
And every good mission has a plan, right? Well, ours is super simple but really crucial. It's just 4 steps. First, review what your current teachers are recommending. Second, have a good conversation about those options with a parent. Third, fill out the official Google form. And finally, number 4, get it submitted by April 1st. You follow these steps, and you are going to be set for success.
Okay, so where do you even start? Right here. Your ninth grade teachers, the people who have seen your work all year, who know your strengths, they've put their expert recommendations for you right inside PowerSchool. Seriously, this is your #1 best starting point.
All right, let's pull up the form itself and see how this all comes together, starting with the foundation of your schedule, the 5 required core subjects that every single sophomore takes.
First up, we've got math. This is pretty straightforward. You're just going to select the next course in your progression. For most of you, that's probably going to be geometry or honors geometry. But hey, if you're ahead of the game and you've already knocked that out, you could be moving into Algebra 2 or even honors pre-calculus.
For English, your choice is between English 2 and Honors English 2. Both are fantastic courses, but here's a little heads up. If you go for the honors level, just be aware there's some required summer reading and assignments to get you geared up for that extra challenge.
Next up is language acquisition. Now, this is a huge part of who we are as an IB Middle Years program school. All of our students continue to build that fluency right through 10th grade, so you'll just pick the next level of your French, German, or Spanish class.
Now for science. Your main science credit will probably be chemistry or honors chemistry, which are absolutely essential lab sciences. But for some of you on a particular track, we have a really cool new option this year.
And here it is. This is a real game changer. For the first time ever, Honors Physics is now an option for sophomores. Now, the key here, the prerequisite, is that you have to have already finished both Algebra 1 times geometry. This is an absolutely fantastic option if you're thinking about a future in STEM.
And your final core class, which we call Individuals and Societies in the IB program, is going to be a deep dive into world history and geography. And just like with most of the others, you'll have the choice between the standard and the honors level for this course too.
All right, with those 5 core classes locked in, now the fun really begins. Because we have an 8-period schedule, you now have room for 3 full-year electives to really explore your passions and maybe even discover some new ones.
And I mean, just look at the variety here. You can continue with an art that you already love, like band or theater. You can dive into tech with a class like digital design, or you can focus on physical fitness. This is truly where you get to customize your high school experience.
And what's really cool is that as a sophomore, a whole new world of electives opens up to you. These are courses that just weren't available when you were in 9th grade. Things like understanding the human mind in psychology, or finding your voice in speech or journalism.
So, here's the winning formula. You're going to pick your top 3 elective choices. But, and this is super important, you're also going to select one backup choice. Why? Well, it just gives us a little flexibility in case one of your first choices creates a schedule conflict or isn't available.
Okay, so you've seen all the individual pieces of the puzzle. Now let's kind of zoom out. Let's look at the big picture and see how all these 10th grade choices fit into your 4-year plan to get that diploma.
So what you're looking at here is the baseline. This is the minimum number of credits required by the state of Tennessee to graduate high school. You got to have your 4 years of English and math, 3 of science and social studies, and so on down the line.
But here's the thing. At SMMHS, we don't just aim for the minimum. Because we're an IB Middle Years program school, you are actually going to blow past that 2-credit foreign language requirement by the time you finish 10th grade. This gives you such a strong foundation for advanced programs like the IB diploma in your junior and senior years.
Now, let's talk about GPA, or grade point average. You hear this term all the time, right? Well, it's pretty simple. Think of it as a running average of your final grades in every single high school class you take.
It's a really critical number that goes on your transcript that you'll eventually send off to colleges.
And this right here perfectly illustrates the honors advantage. When you take an honors level class, you get a 3-point bump on your final semester grade. So check out this example. A grade of 77, which is a C, becomes an 80, which is a B on your transcript. I mean, that can have a massive impact on your GPA over time.
So, you reviewed the recommendations, you've seen all the courses, you understand the big picture. You literally have all the info you need. Let's just run through the final logistics to get your mission completed successfully.
Okay, lock these details in. The form is going to pop up in ManageBack on Tuesday, March 24th. The deadline, no exceptions, is Wednesday, April 1st. Make sure you are logged into your school Google account to fill it out. And remember, you can only submit this form once, so please review it carefully before you hit that button.
At the end of the day, this is all about choosing courses that challenge you, that excite you, and that are the right fit for you. Don't just pick a class because your friend is taking it. This is your path to build. So talk these choices over with your parents, trust your teacher's recommendations, and get ready for a fantastic sophomore year.